Hello, my name is Zoe Kane. I was the scenic designer for Queen Lear, adapted by Monty Downes from King Lear by Shakespeare. So my director's idea when creating this adaptation was to set it in post-apocalyptic times, which as a designer was a really fun thing to hear and also an interesting challenge. So my idea was to really focus on this eco-brutalist type of style of taking a world that we know as an audience and can recognize and really thinking about what would happen if something went horribly wrong. And the distressing of it and this idea of an urban society being reclaimed by nature. So I took this concept and I made a series of sketches and drawings that got progressively more detailed as I went on until I had a final view that I was able to give to my director. And then I was able to start my research, which was really interesting because I got to look at people's concepts of what the future will look like if we have a nuclear attack and those things, while also looking at historic references of what has happened when buildings are no longer in use and begin sinking into the ground, and looking at modern day references of actual overpasses that have been weathered as they've been out in the elements. And so I took that research and I made some color sketches and figured out what specific items on my set could be made from actual real world items. For instance, like the buildings being actual skyscrapers. And then I took these concepts and I went to Vectorworks and I drew out a ground plan and a final front view, and then we made build plans for how to start the construction. And as we started the construction, things just started to grow out of the ground, out of our hands, piece by piece, until we had a bridge and walls and platforms and stair units, and then I got to go and paint. And because of just the sheer magnitude of the set, we decided to use only paint that we already had. So we built up this 5-gallon bucket of base gray, and we had some other colors, and I got to just sit and take these colors and figure out the techniques that I wanted on each of these different pieces. And there were just hours of me sitting there scumbling and figuring out the techniques, and then taking these techniques to my team and teaching them how to do it, so that way I could really get this coherent look that I was going for, while keeping all of the different elements individual, and really saying, hey, will you paint this thing for me? And then trying to figure out the element of guidance and having that control versus that versatility. And as we painted, everything just kind of came together, and we got to add in these special elements like plexiglass and greenery that really brought everything together and made it a really fun thing to look at the end. And I'm very happy with what we created. Thank you.